I got it running. A couple of years ago, and I'll have a link in the description, a couple of years ago, I went through this whole process of trying to get my Bachmann Trim-A-Train running, and I could not figure it out. And I spent some time this winter working on it, still couldn't figure it out. So what I did on eBay is I ordered some new N-Gage locomotives. These were pretty cheap. I got 2 of them for 20 bucks. And the reason they're cheap is because they're junk. They're just toys with no motors in them. So they're not really a locomotive. They don't do anything. They're just pieces of plastic. So that was it. So I went back to work on this and said, well, something has got to be wrong with something, because I didn't know if it was really the engine. That's what I thought it was. So what I did is I had a spare power adapter over here, a 9-volt, 2-amp power adapter, which was perfect for this. And what I did is, if I can pick it up here, I spliced in the on-off control that was on the original power adapter. And lo and behold, what I did is I first used my multi-tester to check the current, and it had 12 volts of current across there on a 9-volt power supply. So I figured, well, let's check the engine. So I took the engine, popped it on the track, turned it on, and it all started working again. So here we are. The locomotive is actually pretty nice. It's cheap plastic on the outside, but it's got a good solid iron mechanism to it. The rest of the cars, though, are pretty dodgy. They, here, let me stop this. So the locomotive is pretty nice. No lights on it or anything. But the rest of these cars, let me take the caboose off here. They're pretty nasty. They're just really cheap plastic. And these, they're metal wheels, but they're held in place by these really flimsy plastic trucks. And nearly all of them were falling apart. The wheels were just coming off because these things are just too flimsy to hold them. But I mean, once it's in place, it works fine. Luckily we got you barely see them, but in here they have the re-railers built into the track, so it's a little easier to get the trains on. And for some reason they had inside the box, they had these pieces, see if you can see it, pieces of wax. Can I focus? There we are. These pieces of wax that were between the wheels on the trucks, and that actually had contributed to the trucks spreading apart and the wheels falling out. So I'm not going to put those back in again. But the nice thing is, for next year, I can put this around the tree. Now, my old battery-powered train is still functioning because I was able to cob together pieces for that. So that's still functioning around the top of the tree, but I can put this on the base of the tree and have this running as well. So I got 2 trains now for a single tree. Isn't that exciting? And we'll have to wait till next Christmas to find out how that all looks.